Hi, my name's Tiara Jackson. We are here today at HomeBody, online, at home, wherever you may be, grocery store, beach. And we are going to do a Pilates class. So I teach a Pilates portal, which is really connecting to the breath, connecting to the imagination, connecting to play. I'll tell a joke here and there. If you love it, just keep watching the joke itself. So we're gonna start with a little bit of history. Right now it is February. It may not be while you're watching, but in this moment, it's Black History Month. Kathy Grant was the first, and I think maybe only, Black instructor directly underneath Joseph Pilates, who was like the maker of Pilates. And Kathy Grant has a song that I learned from Sarita Allen, who also taught or learned from her. It's not an actual song, but it's a mental song and suit that we're gonna kind of connect to, which will help us engage the abdominals without having to think, engage the abdominals, but what is that, you know? So we'll start with our feet hip width apart. If you're sitting, you can also stay seated. If you want, you can close your eyes and then take an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Another inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Really just kind of finding your grounding, maybe add a slight bend in the knee just to keep your hamstrings at rest. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And this time inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth using an SH sound. Inhaling through the nose. So as you exhale with this SH sound, just notice the abdominal engagement. Again, without having to think about it, using this action, using this kind of breath is going to connect you to your abdominals already. And then from here, we're going to add some imagery. We're going to add some outfits. So it's your stylist moment. Taking an inhale through the nose. As you exhale with an SH sound, imagine a zipper zipping from the pubic bone all the way up to underneath the belly button. So maybe imagining you're putting on pants from the dryer. They're nice, snug, warm, and then zipping up the zipper. Taking another inhale. As you exhale, zipping up that zipper, and then bringing a belt from kind of back of the waist all the way around to the belly button. Putting that belt on, tightening the belt. Good. Taking an inhale through the nose. As you exhale, using that SH sound, zipping the zipper, bringing the belt from the back of the lower waist all the way around to the front of the belly button. Taking another inhale. As you exhale, putting on a vest. Could be whatever color you want. And then buttoning up maybe 3 buttons from the belly button to the sternum. Good. So we're going to do all of that, taking an inhale. As you exhale, zipping up the zipper, bringing on the belt, and then buttoning up the 3 buttons of the vest. Good. Again, taking an inhale through the nose. As you exhale, zip up the zipper, put on the belt, put on the vest, button up the buttons all the way up to the sternum. And then from the back of the middle of the rib cage, bringing a bow, whatever material, whatever color you want, and then tying it just at the solar plexus, the sternum, the solar plexus, the sternum, whatever you want it to be. Taking an inhale, and then as you exhale, and inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale slowly, really kind of solidifying this outfit, solidifying this abdominal engagement. I like to call it a Pilates power suit. So it's always there. It's a nice warm hug. Good. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. You're gonna softly flutter your eyes open, and then we're gonna stand if you were sitting. Again, feet underneath the hips. We're gonna inhale the arms up to the sky, plugging the fingertips into clouds, and then as you exhale, lift the chest, flex the fingers, and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Taking an inhale here, and then reaching the arms back up towards the sky. You're gonna press water down. So really finding some strength, some resistance in the arms. Good. From here, bringing the chin to the chest. Start rolling the head down, rolling the spine down, letting the arms hang. It's like a single drip of candle wax, just dripping all the way to the floor. Keep a slight bend in the knees as well. Letting the back of the neck really open wide towards the front of the room. Taking an inhale here. As you exhale, this is a great time to implement the power suit. So zipping up the zipper, start to roll back up. Placing on the belt. Placing on the vest. Buttoning the buttons all the way up to the sternum, the solar plexus. Good. Rolling all the way up. Very nice. And again, inhaling the arms up to the sky. You can plug the fingertips maybe into a cloud. And then let it rain and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the chest, display the fingers. This is a great time to scream. I don't do it because I'm wearing a mic, but it feels really nice. Bringing the arms back up into the sky and then pressing water down. Chin to chest, rolling down. Again, shaking the shoulders here, keeping the back of the neck nice and open, bending at the knees to protect the hamstrings. Taking an inhale, really feeling the back of the ribcage opening up towards the sky. As you exhale, zipping up the zipper, putting on the belt, putting on the vest, buttoning up the buttons, and then placing that bow. Good, one more time, inhaling the arms up to the sky. Then as you exhale, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the chest, displaying the fingertips, and lift the chin. Then on the count of 3, we're gonna scream. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Good. Bringing the arms up into the sky, and then pressing water down. This time you're gonna step to the back of your mat. We're gonna bring the chin to the chest and start to roll down. And then from here, we're gonna just kind of almost like a kitten kneading a blanket. We're gonna slowly walk out into plank. So really articulating the fingers here, slowly walking out. You can keep the knees bent until you're ready to straighten them. So again, even though we're on a different plane, you can still imagine the zipper, the belt, the buttons, and the bow, and your abdominals are still engaged. It's really nice to have like a little just imagination station Pilates suit moment. Taking an inhale here. As you exhale, send the hips back into down dog. Then if you'd like, you can move the calves, knead the feet, get a calf stretch here. Good. Bringing both calves back to center, taking an inhale here. As you exhale, you're gonna find a wave through the spine. So almost finding this cat spine, zipping up the zipper, the belt, the buttons, and the bow, and then coming back into plank. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, send the hips back. Good. Taking an inhale here. As you exhale, sending the spine forward. Taking an inhale in plank, and then as you exhale, sending the tailbone back. Taking an inhale here. As you exhale, sending the spine forward. We'll do that one more time. So you're welcome to pause the video at any point, but really finding the juice in the spine here, and then come back to plank. We're gonna take an inhale, and then as you exhale, we're gonna bring the knees down because I don't like planks like that. So making sure that the wrists are directly underneath the shoulders, the knees are directly underneath the hips. We're gonna keep the toes tucked. Take an inhale, keep that spine nice and long. As you exhale, use that SH sound. Bring the suit back, still here on this plane. And then we're gonna lift the knees an inch. And we're gonna hold here. This is really the only plank that I like. If you love a plank, that's good. That's really important. Taking an inhale, as you exhale, bring the knees back down. I love planks. I don't. I take that back. Me just going on about planks and never doing them. Anyway, taking a moment here, taking an inhale. As you exhale, find your suit, find the song, and then lift the knees. But as you inhale, feeling the top of the head reaching forward, the tailbone reaching back, the spine is nice and long, the suit is on, it's shining. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, bring the knees back down. You can bring the toes together, knees apart, and then press back into child's pose. Should I talk about planks here too? No, I won't. Taking a moment here, again, feeling like the back of the rib cage is opening up towards the sky. As you exhale, we're going to come back to all fours. And then we're going to go into bird dog. So extending the left arm forward, right leg back. Taking an inhale here. And then as you exhale, engage the abdominals, use that SH sound, find that suit, and then float the arm and the leg. So really finding stability first, and then letting the arm and the leg float to meet the spine. It's almost like building a foundation of a house and then building the house on top of it. Finding your power first, and then building on top of that. Taking an inhale, feeling like the toes and the fingertips are reaching. As you exhale, come back down. Then we'll switch sides. So bringing the right arm forward, left leg back. If you need more stability in the leg, you can press the shin into the mat, and that'll power up the leg that's like on the floor. So extending the arm forward, leg back, keeping everything on the mat to start. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, engage the abdominals and then float the arm and the leg up. Smooth like butter. Extending the fingertips forward, reaching the toes back, taking a nice inhale, and exhale, coming back to all fours. Good. This time we're gonna add some movement and then work on coordination. So extending the left arm forward, right leg back, taking an inhale. As you exhale, find the suit and then float the arm and the leg. Taking another inhale, reaching the toes and the fingers away. As you exhale, bring the knee and the elbow together. Inhale, reach. Do this about 5 or 6 times. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Setting the spine into like a cat spine. Inhale, reach, and exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, reach. And then exhale as much as you can here. Inhale, reaching. And then exhale, coming back to all fours. You're also welcome to keep your hands on the mat if you need, and then just move the leg if you feel a little off balance. It's always great to kind of, again, building the foundation, starting with maybe one limb, adding another one when you're ready. So we'll switch sides, extending the right arm forward, left leg back, taking an inhale. As you exhale, floating the arm and the leg to meet the spine. Taking another inhale, reaching the fingers, reaching the toes. And as you exhale, bringing the spine into cat, bringing the knee and elbow together. Good, inhale, reach. Trying to keep the hips nice and stable and still in alignment with each other. So making sure the hips aren't reaching, the leg isn't sinking into the hip or into the thigh. Really making sure that that foundation is there, that you're nice and balanced. So inhale or exhale, bring the knee and elbow together, and inhale, reach. Exhale. We'll do 2 more here. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale, reach. And this time, exhale as much as you can here. Inhale, reach. And then coming back to all fours. And this is, I'm gonna face the camera because I miss y'all. This is like a nice kind of bird dog coordination moment. So really starting with the arm, the leg, and then we're gonna bring everything together in this plane here. So still on all fours, we're gonna extend the left arm forward, right leg back. You're gonna take an inhale. As you exhale, find that abdominal engagement and then find the suit. Float the arm and the leg up. We're gonna take the left arm out to like 90 degrees. The right leg is gonna go out to 45 degrees. And then as you exhale, bring them back in. So left arm out, right leg out, exhale to center. Left arm out, right leg out, exhale to center. Left arm out, right leg out, exhale to center. Really squeezing the glute there at the end as well, coming back to all fours. And then we're gonna switch sides. So right arm forward, left leg back. Taking an inhale, exhale, find that suit, find that abdominal engagement, and then float the arm and the leg. Great. Really reaching that crown of the head forward so the neck is nice and open, the spine is nice and long. Right arm out, left leg out. Exhale, squeeze together. Good. Right arm out, left leg out. Exhale. Right arm out, left leg out. Exhale. One more time. Right arm out, left leg out. Exhale. Together. Coming back to all fours. Toes together, knees apart, pressing back into child's pose. Taking an inhale here, feeling the back of the ribcage nice and open towards the sky. As you exhale, find that abdominal engagement, find the suit, and then come back to all fours. Then we're gonna sit on our glutes. Well, I'll turn to the side. So from here, we're gonna make sure that our feet are nice and grounded in the floor, and then our hands are gonna be behind our thighs. If you want the block, I like putting a block in between my ankles. Is that true? Long ways. And then I like to squeeze the block. I'll show you. So you can kind of, just do this with me. You can bring the hands back almost like you're watching TV. I guess you are. You literally, wow. I talk about this in my class all the time. I never thought I'd be here. Squeezing the block with the ankles. Imagine the block is like repelling magnets. Right? Does that make sense to me? Yes. So you're gonna have like repelling magnets that keep the ankles coming in together, but there's a lot of power, they're also coming apart, right? There's repelling magnets between the calves and then between the knees, so you don't want them to knock in, really keeping them nice and hip width apart, and then in between the thighs as well. And then from here, just kind of relaxing, again, sitting, watching your favorite TV show, me. And then you're gonna squeeze the block and just notice the power in the legs. Notice the power in the abdominals. When you're just watching TV, you're just watching your favorite show. Taking an inhale, as you exhale, relax and release. And then we're gonna sit up on our sits bones. You can rock side to side, just making sure you're nice and balanced on the glutes. One hip isn't too far forward, just kind of finding balance there. I'm gonna turn back to the side. From here, we're gonna place our hands behind our thighs. If at any point you wanna practice bringing the arms out in front, you're welcome to do that. Taking an inhale, as you exhale, send the belly button back and start to roll down, squeezing the block with the ankles, finding power in the legs here. And then if you feel like your feet are popping up, bring the block in more towards the glutes so that you're nice and sturdy on the floor. Finding this C curve, this scoop. We love a C curve in Pilates. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, keep sending the belly button back behind you and send the head forward. And then extending the head up towards the sky. Exhale, rolling down. Maybe just until the arms are straight. Maybe you find a little bit of a quake in the abdominals. They're working. They are working. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, send the arms forward. Send the head forward. And then sitting up nice and straight. Taking an inhale here. As you exhale, rolling down. I've already put my hands out, but if you still need, you can keep your hands behind the thighs. You can reach the fingertips forward. Kind of finding that cloud of rain on a different plane. Taking an inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to stay here. Maybe go down an inch. Good. Taking another inhale. As you exhale, we're going to open the right arm out just to about 90. And then exhale, bring it back to center. Open the left arm out. And then exhale, back to center. We're going to lift the right arm up towards the sky, keeping that C curve in the abdominals and the body. I'm shaking. Exhale, bring the arm back. Taking an inhale, lift the left arm. Hold it there because I was talking the last time. Taking an inhale, and then exhale, back to center. Good. Taking an inhale here. As you exhale, send the belly button back. Use that SH sound, and then send the fingertips forward into that rain cloud, into the plug, kind of whatever you need. Taking an inhale here, really reaching the crown of the head up, and then exhale, rolling down. Squeezing the block with the ankles. We're going to do the same thing. So we're going to open the right arm out, and then exhale, back to center. Inhale, floating the left arm out. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, lifting the right arm, finding that oblique moment. And then exhale, back to center. And then, I guess this is the left arm. And exhale, back to center. Taking an inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to roll all the way down, finding each vertebrae of the spine meeting the mat. A little meet cute here. And then extending the arms back behind the head. You can kick the legs out. Find a little cat stretch here. I love cats. I love Pilates. I love cats. I love the ocean. I love cats. Taking a breath here. And then as you exhale, relaxing the fingers, relaxing the limbs. I like to kick the block out. You can kind of just a little dance moment. So from here, rolling all the way down, you want to bring your feet back in towards the glutes. Hands are going to be down towards the mat. So you really want to press your hands into the mat, finding the arms are nice and active so that you're still working the arms. And then from here, we're going to do really kind of basic pre-Pilates leg circles. We're going to extend the right leg up into the sky. Press the left leg into the mat, and then draw the toes in towards the nose, just a teeny tiny bit. You might feel a little bit of a stretch at the back of the hamstring, maybe the back of the calf. Bring it back to center. Teeny tiny movements, but something is happening, I swear. We're gonna bring the right leg over to the left side just a little bit, so crossing the median line, and making sure both hips are flat on the mat. You don't wanna pop that hip up. Really working the abdominals, really keeping everything nice and grounded, bringing it back to center. We're gonna open that leg out towards the side, keeping that left leg planted on the ground, pressing into the floor, that left mat still on the left mat, the left hip on the mat. And then exhale, bringing it back to center. From here, reaching the toe out as far away as you can, and then start to extend it, bringing both knees together, pressing that left leg into the mat, sending the leg down to meet the calf, reaching the toe so far away. That left hip, that left side of the body is nice and long. I meant right. The long leg. And then extending that leg all the way down. It's going to hover over the mat, maybe an inch. It's going to meet at the ankle. Taking an inhale here. As you exhale, send the belly button down towards the mat, and then float that arm, I am screaming, that leg all the way back up to the sky. Taking an inhale. Y'all know what I mean. We're in the portal. Anything can happen. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, extending the left leg up to the sky. You're gonna do the same thing. So bringing the toes towards the nose, just a teeny tiny bit. Keeping that abdominal engagement. And then as you exhale, bringing it back to center. Taking an inhale, sending it across the median line. Keeping that left hip down on the mat. And then exhale, return. Then we're gonna send the left leg out, away from the right leg, keeping that right leg pressed into the mat, keeping that right hip down into the mat, and then exhale back to center. Taking an inhale, as you exhale, start to reach that toe so far away, keeping that left hip down on the ground, and then send the leg kind of in line with the knees. So reaching towards the opposite wall, taking an inhale, pressing into that right leg. My glutes are on fire, my hamstrings are on fire, like soft fire, like cute campfire. Reaching the toes so far away, all the way down, meeting at the calf. Feeling nice and long on the left side. Taking an inhale, as you exhale, send that leg all the way down, hovering over the mat, maybe an inch, kind of meeting at the ankle. Taking an inhale, this left side of my body is nice and long. As I exhale, I send the belly button back, and then float that leg all the way back up to 90. Then I bring the leg down. So chill, you can shake it out. And then last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna roll onto our bellies. Some nice back extension here. We're gonna bring the hands, one hand is gonna be on top of the other one, just underneath the forehead. You're gonna squeeze the legs together. Feel like the pubic bone and the hips are really anchored into the mat. You're gonna take an inhale. As you exhale, rest. And then another inhale, you're gonna lift just the head and the arms up. As you exhale, bring the arms and the head down. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale up, you're going up maybe an inch, 2 inches. And exhale down. 2 more times, inhale up. Squeezing the legs, exhale down. 1 more time, lifting the head and the hands up. And then exhale down. Taking a moment here. We're gonna keep the hands underneath the forehead. You're gonna take an inhale. As you exhale, floating the arms up, the arms in the head, taking an inhale, and then float the arms around and back into this beautiful swan moment. We're gonna bring the arms all the way back around to the forehead, and then as you exhale, you can bring the head down. As long as you're breathing, you're doing Pilates, but I'm just gonna say inhale and exhale a lot right now. So you're gonna take an inhale, lift the head, lift the arms. Exhale, swim the arms forward and then all the way back, reaching the fingertips towards the toes. And then bringing the arms back to the head. And then slowly placing the head down. Good. Taking an inhale, lift. Exhale, swim the arms all the way around. Beautiful swan in the pond. And then exhale, bring the arms around, bring the head down. 1 more time. Taking an inhale, lifting the head. Exhale, swimming the arms into swan, and then coming all the way back down and around. From here, you can take this moment to rest. Maybe place the arms underneath the shoulders, and then lift the chest into a teeny tiny cobra, just for a little bit of a lower spine compression moment. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, lowering the chest onto the floor. You're welcome to do a couple more cobras here. And whenever you're ready, just kind of finding your way back onto your back. I always like to end in a savasana. So the legs are out, the hands are down by the hips, palms are facing up. Taking an inhale, taking an exhale, and then just allowing your body to breathe on its own, letting all the fresh oxygen, fresh dreams, fresh memories of this Pilates moment just kind of move through your blood, move through your bones. You're welcome to stay here for as long as you like. You're at home. You can go to bed if you want. Maybe a cat is now sitting on you. Maybe the dog got cozy. So you're welcome to stay. That was Pilates with me, Tiara. I'll see you somewhere in here.